Hi everybody, it's so nice to see you all. Let's have a look at the church news.
It's just not enough for you. It's just not enough. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. My darling, I can't get enough of your love,
I came to get down, so get out your seat and jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up and get down. Jump.
In Genesis 22:14, Abraham gave God a name. He said, "The Lord will provide." And when I was young, there was a song about that, Jehovah Jireh, my provider. It's one of the names of God. If you study Old Testament names of God, there's several names, and that's one of the names of God that reveal God's nature and character to us. And it's so encouraging to know that the Lord will provide. But Abraham gave the Lord that name after a time of sacrifice. God tested Abraham and said, "Abraham, give me your son, the one you love." And so he took his son Isaac to the mountain and was in the process of sacrificing his son, something so dear to him, and something he'd been waiting for years and years and years for, the birth of his son. Finally, at 99 years old, he has a son. He's so excited, he's so stoked. And then God says, "Okay, I want you to offer him up as a sacrifice." But Abraham went there. He made a sacrifice, and obviously God stopped him before he actually killed his son. And then the Lord called out to him and said, "Now I know that you fear me." And then Abraham opens up his eyes, and there's a ram in the thicket, and he says, "Wow, the Lord's provided a sacrifice today." So yeah, the Lord will provide, but isn't it amazing that story is a story of sacrifice? And I just believe that as we go up to God, as we go up to the mountain of the Lord, that's where we find His provision. That's where we find His supply. Even in Philippians, when Paul said, and my God shall supply all of your need according to His riches in glory by Christ Jesus. He was talking to the Philippians who'd been generous with Him, who'd been giving towards Him and His missionary outreach. I just want to use this story to remind us this week at church that, you know what? God is going to provide our needs. I know many people have sacrificed already and made a pledge to say, God, I'm going to give this much to the building fund. I want to thank every person that's done that, and I know that more people will do that today. And I want to encourage all of us not to be afraid to take a step of faith, not to be afraid to give what God has put upon our heart to give. Even if it feels or seems hard or almost impossible, you need to know in your heart, as I know in my heart, that God is going to provide for every one of us, just like He provided for Abraham in that mountain when it looked like there was no sacrifice, but God provided that ram in the thicket. And I'm just expecting promotions, I'm expecting bonuses, I'm expecting pay rises, I'm expecting people's businesses to flourish and to prosper. I know that the Lord will provide for us in this time. I'm in Cairns today preaching up there in C3 Church with Brendan and Hannah Giles, but I just want to know that I'm standing with every person today that's making a pledge, that's making a commitment to give to God, and I know that the Lord will provide for every one of us. And I'm looking forward to the next 12 months of hearing testimonies and stories of people who say, you know what, in a sacrifice, in the mountain of the Lord, when I sacrificed something, when I gave something, God provided all of my needs according to His riches in glory. And I know it's going to happen. We're still in negotiation with the owner and just working out and tweaking the contract on the purchase of that building, but we've got a verbal agreement to our price offer, so we're just working out the nuts and bolts of that. Hopefully this Monday night, our church boarders meeting will be able to hopefully sign that contract and start to really move forward on this. Churches, what an exciting time for C3 Church in Tropillion and Ipswich, that we're actually laying a hold of our own building and our own land. I'm so excited about it. Let's keep praying about it. Let's keep believing for it. Enjoy the service today. I know it's going to be amazing, and God's going to move as He always does in our church, and I'll see you real soon.
See you guys. That's the end of the church news. See you in the cafe after the service.